I think we're back, possibly. Apparently, the internet's just deciding to skip for no goddamn reason. I'm waiting to see if it like actually evens out and fixes itself, cause if it actually like dies, if stream dies again, it'll be done. If stream dies again, it will be done. I would like to at least finish this case, but I don't know when it died. I don't know how much of the video you guys missed. I'm gonna go back to like here. I feel like that's safe because it's just recapping stuff.
Many of the texts from Armando to her friends and family. The police didn't need to pull Armando's phone records to see that something was off.
There's evidence of obsession, of
the look on his face.
It's not only from my side, so don't try to make this.
No one's saying that. It takes.
She's not here to defend us.
He likes to say that. He likes to say that, like it was equal, right? But we only have information that he was being weird as fuck, sending actual paragraphs and 600. I can't get over that. $600 fucking dollars, bro. Cash App. What the fuck? No, like, if you really wanted to prove his innocence, and I'm not saying that this is something you should definitely do if you know you're innocent, but like, if I was in that situation and I was being told, if like, we obviously know he's lying, right? But if he wasn't lying, right? If it was reciprocated and it was still kind of weird, but she was also interested in kind of fueling it, I'm sorry. If I was there with the family, I'd show them my history of text messages with her or whatever, contact with her. And be like, yeah, no, she sent me some paragraphs too. Because that's totally like a thing that could have happened. It's just we know that it's probably bullshit because this is a true crime documentary and she's missing. Like, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. And the police are going to look into your, like, because of how suspect this is, hopefully the police are actually going to take this seriously now. And they're actually going to get fucking warrants to look through your electronics. And stupid bitches will, like, delete things off their phone and just assume that they can't be recovered. Everything can be recovered, motherfucker. They're going to see it.
Obviously, she's missing. So we're talking to you who've been going
my
back.
allergies are kicking my ass, by the way.
But until we figure out what's going on, just don't beat me up.
Nobody beating you up.
I'm guilty.
But you put yourself in the middle right here. You brought yourself over here.
The entire interaction with Armando out front of Arden Villas was odd, but what Armando said next did nothing but raise suspicions against him.
I've never done nothing bad to me. Wisdom. Never done it.
The videos capturing this incident end abruptly after this, but Mia's aunt describes what happened next.
Armando got in his car. The officer never searched the vehicle. I don't know if there's procedure. He never looked in the vehicle. Or
they need like an actual reason to. So I understand that they're following their rules. That's why they can't like lock him up either. There's procedure. But it's got to be frustrating from the fucking family's perspective.
Touched anything, told him to mind none with nothing. The vehicle took off. They went to the maintenance room. They came back. Armando then left.
After driving away from the officer and Mia's family members, Armando was seen again driving around the buildings with his lights off. One of Mia's family members noticed something else that was incredibly concerning about Armando.
Yeah, I noticed. So it almost looked like he had bronzer on because this area was like, it was puffed up and slightly bruised, like reddish. But how it was dark in the night when the light, you could see, you know, when skin is stretched to a point that it shines? Because you know, with the swelling.
Knowing what they did of his fixation with Miya, his return to the Arden Villas apartments the same day that Miya went missing raised red flags for her family. Little did they know, Armando was hiding another, even more disturbing secret. The next day, there was still no sign of Miya anywhere, and it was only now that the police would begin to take the case seriously, though slowly. Someone from the Harris County Sheriff's Office even reached out to the Orange County Sheriff's Office about Mia's case, and there appeared to be a distinct lack of urgency.
Okay, I mean, it hasn't been turned over to a detective yet because it takes up to 5 business days.
How to consider someone lesser?
No, I mean, there is a case number already attached to this, and there is a case.
That's
I'm
frustrating as hell. What the hell?
They don't have it assigned to somebody, but if we make contact with her and we run her name, we know she'll be missing because she's in the system as missing.
So who normally has? So you have a missing persons division?
This is considered a missing person, and they're not open today. They'll be open on Monday.
Jesus Christ.
As investigators finally started to look deeper into the case, they spoke with Marlon, Mia's father.
Here's what I have to say. As a family member, I would be fucking terrified that he has access to that apartment building. I would be terrified that he would go back and, like, plant other evidence or plant things to basically throw off or get rid of evidence, potentially. At this point, I don't know if since it's considered a missing persons case, I'm assuming they've taken photos of the apartment and stuff, but he could still fuck with things and the cops could be like, oh, we must have missed this, or, oh, this, you know, whatever. Like, I could still see some bullshit happening. I would be paranoid. I would probably be sitting parked fucking outside that apartment complex just chilling until it's taken seriously, because I don't want anything contaminated or fucked with. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So my theory as to what happened is that she was in the bathroom, or maybe she was now getting home. Either she was in the bathroom or she was now getting home, and the person was under the bed. Okay. The person was under the bed, and that's where they had the box cutter and everything. Mm-hmm. And either when she came in, they startled her, or when she was coming out of the bathroom. Understand? The person who we suspect is somebody who works here. Mm-hmm. I heard about it. Okay.
Her family also gathered again, this time inside Arden Villas.
Police officers
This
came
apartment
and they said they
complex
weren't
or
gonna do
living
anything
situations
but
are
file a
awesome. It
missing
seems to be
person
treating
report.
them very
Sure. So
seriously.
that's
Like, they seem to
they can't
care
do an Amber
almost
Alert
more
because
than
she's
the
over
cops
18.
do, which is
But
just so
according to that
sad.
officer, this
Bring
is a
back the
typical
rent-a-cop!
college room that doesn't seem to look obstructed or tampered with. He said they weren't going to do much until a couple days pass and it becomes more.
If you haven't got any information, if you haven't heard from her.
As news of Mia's disappearance spread, calls flooded in as people tried to give any helpful information to aid in the search.
And what do you want to report?
We just got like a message saying that a girl had been missing since like 5 p.m. yesterday, and me and my roommate around, I'd say maybe like 7 p.m., and we heard like a girl and a guy, and they were screaming, like, but it didn't sound like good screams. It sounded like really bad screams. And we actually went downstairs to see if we could like find anything, and we heard like a woman and a man screaming at each other, like arguing in an apartment on the first floor. I don't know if this would be helpful information, but it was something that stood out to us last night. And after hearing about a girl going missing today, I figured I should report it just in case it could help.
All of this was helpful, but Mia's family was already sure they had a suspect, Armando. Mia's family had been right. It did appear that Armando was obsessed with Miya. In one screen-recorded video, it can be seen that Armando was sending her long, multiple messages. Part of these messages say, quote,
No, I want
want
to see that.
In one
We have
video,
to
it can
read
be
some
seen
of the
that
crazy. No. Wait. Shit.
Armando was
Give me 1
obsessed
second.
with Miya. In one screen-recorded video,
Honestly, Miya, there was never any bad intent between neither of us. I remember from the beginning how we were both talking about how we didn't want to talk to nobody and subconsciously ended up where we was at. You drew back, which I understand because you a woman and you don't know me that well, so you need your boundaries. I know I come off strong and crazy, but I was literally like feeling you like drift away. It bothered me because a bond so natural like we had is not common. I see I was throwing vibes like I owned you, but it was more so of that because, like I told you before, this motherfucker, I hate this. I fucking hate this. Entertaining anybody and, like, wise towards you, but in my mind, I was seeing as we don't have to act like we together, but if we got a bond, a friendship, I feel like we shouldn't throw that out the window.
it can be seen that
This is nuts. Like, if me and you had an understanding of each other, whatever happens between us, but I wouldn't mind being there for you if you always just left that door open for me. Like, I felt like it would honestly be years before we be mainstream, but between us, it's like we're working out the kinks. We're real friends. We're homeboys. We support each other, and it's like we together and experiencing something grown, but allowing each other space to grow, and that you'd always have someone older to support. and guide you the best I could, and extra helping. This is actually kind of unhinged. I saw the only paragraph they've shown so far, and I'm like, okay, if that's the only like actual paragraph that she got, it's slightly unhinged. But we don't fully know like what happened between the two of them in terms of like discussions and interactions. But holy fucking shit, this is unhinged. I'm sorry.
Sending her long.
I could be there for you. I just don't want to have to guess. You feel me? You feel me like if I'm being stupid. I so hate how this dude texts. What the fuck? You know, how do you text paragraphs, but it's still fucking, like, my brain is buffering trying to read this. Live life and be your own woman, but I just need that straightening? I'm older than you. I've been in different situations. I've dealt with older, am younger, with kids, with no kids. And I'm 27. I'm past the stage of dogging. I don't know about that, bro. I really don't know about that. Man's Riz was weird paragraphs, sitting on a fucking chair in the distance, pointing at your window, and then sending $600. I don't, you know, I don't know if I had it. I'm a lover boy. I'm bored on Valentine's. Every facet of our situation, I wanted to give you a great experience, especially since you're younger. I wanted to set the standard. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm a man, and Mia, you know you're a whole meal plus extras. That's a way to describe someone. Huh? You what? So I'm not afraid to say I want physical interaction, but at the same time, I want to say I support and stood by you through the bad times. What the fuck?
Part of these messages say, quote, "You drew back,"
what
which I
the
understand
fuck? This
because
is so
you're a woman
weird.
and you don't know me that
I didn't know
well,
how
so
much of it was gonna read, but like I needed to pause it and just fucking digest that. That was a lot.
you need your boundaries.
Is this just one? I want to know how many paragraphs he actually sent her, because again, I thought it was like one, maybe two. This is an entire fucking dialogue of absolutely butt fuck nothing. Like, this is literally just, this is nothing. If I read this, I would have been like, this bitch crazy. This bitch crazy. I don't care what your gender is. I don't care how fucking old or young you are. You crazy as hell.
I know I come off strong and crazy. After screen recording the messages,
like, huh?
Mia sent the video to a group chat, writing, "When does it stop?" The issue of Armando's text messages will come up again and again.
I'm
as
so
police
glad
began
that she
interviewing her
actually like
friends.
took her
And
own
Jasmine, can you
evidence,
tell
because
me
goddamn.
what happened in a group chat between you, Mia, and the other individual?
Yes. So basically we have a group chat where we talk about like normal things that are happening. But in this chat there's just been multiple
an hour.
times
I'm
where
free.
Mia
I'm
like
fucking
will send
free.
over screenshots like we do of like people that we're talking to or just things like that. Sometimes complaining or just having issues with like
Chest
Armando
of nail
sending
polish.
her
Moon was showing me
long
that she
text
turned one of the
messages
wine
out of
boxes
the
into a
blue,
chest of nail
emotional
polish. This is
messages to
epic.
her even when she was barely giving him like
Dude, the rose in the fucking trash is just, oh my god. Why can't people understand that no means no? Like, I don't get it. I understand crushing on someone, and I even understand. No! No! Why would you do this to me? I understand the concept, obviously, of crushing on someone. I've had crushes before, and I even, like, rejection sucks. It does. It fucking sucks. But I don't understand how you don't understand the concept of no. You shot your shot. They're uncomfortable. They don't like it. It's no. Like, it's such a basic concept. It's such a fucking basic concept. And I don't get it. I understand being sad. I even understand, like, given certain situations that, like, you know what, you're gonna be a little bummed for a while. You have to work through it. Maybe it ties into, like, your own personal issues. But, like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Real responses back.
Alphonse!
How
you doing?
Messages, getting upset at her for not responding to him, all types of things. And yeah, and from the start, her making it clear that
that's
although
not
she
my
did
fault.
find him
Hypnotic
attractive or
fucking
whatever the
redeemed
case
them.
may be, she has never necessarily wanted anything
titties
serious
are
with him. They have
Hypnotic's
never
fault.
dated. They've never been involved in any aspect like that.
That detail didn't seem to deter Armando.
This motherfucker
In one
crazy.
text to her friends, Mia wrote, Then if I don't respond, we know he getting the paragraphs ready.
I always found it weird with that because I'm like, she's young, like she's 19, she's a freshman. I always found him to be weird.
Here's what I'm saying, even that age difference I don't think is horrible. Is that wrong? Because again, everyone pulls up like age differences as being a bad thing. And in certain situations, certain power dynamics, it definitely is a bad thing. Those do exist in the world and that's not okay. But for the most part, for me, it's like as long as you're consenting adults and there's no like power imbalance, I feel like it's fine. This is like what, the third time it's been brought up? And I'm like, it's not, I mean, if he was in his 30s, I would raise more of an eyebrow because it's like, oh yeah, that's a little fucking weird. But I mean, 19 and 27, I don't think that's horrible. I think if he wasn't a creepy motherfucker and she was vibing, it could still be a consensual relationship that's not like, oh my god, he's a pervert. Like, no. No. Absolutely not. It's always either, yeah, Wizard is the one who redeemed it first. I've already been like this for an hour. I've had these titties on for a fucking hour, dude. And now I'm stuck with them for another hour. But, like, yeah, I'm kind of annoyed they keep bringing this up. Because it's just like, no. Because if he had Riz and he wasn't a creepy bitch, then I don't think that's an issue. You know? They like disco tits. That's the problem. In America, some people want small mommy GF with small milky. But we need to make sure the tent is big enough for the mommy GF. With Biggie, Milky, and Penis. My god, I need this. It is Pride Month. Whatever. I won't shame you. It's fine. I had, like, the gayest fucking customer ever, and I mean that in the best way possible. He was really nice up until the fact that he didn't have a fucking valid ID. And then I was the bad guy for going, I can't take the information you're giving me, because he was giving me information, but like through different forms of IDs that we don't take at my work. And I literally had to break it down to the simplest terms of, I can't take that information. I'm not doubting this isn't you. I can't take this information because there's a very big chance I'll get fired. And no. Like, the fact that adults can't grasp certain concepts kills me. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Butts by is not supposed to calm down. That's the whole thing. Yeah, boy. Hypnotic answered. You can't be mad.
Because I'm like, this girl is like a young girl.
But I hate that that's brought up. Because it's like, what's
you? Like, you know?
That could have surely been an aspect. And she could have even been like, I'm not comfortable. Because everyone has their own comfort zones as well. I am the worst person to ask about any of that. Because for me, it very much is, do I vibe with you? You know, there's elements of physical attraction, but for me, the biggest thing is, do we vibe? The most attractive... What the fuck? What the fuck? Stop! Stop it! I'm talking, and you're distracting me. For me, the biggest thing is, do we vibe? Like, yes, it's benefit... For me, there are certain, like, physical things that I do, like, prefer. I feel like that's just normal for everyone, really. But it's not the end-all, be-all, you know? So, for me, age, unless it's, like, a crazy age gap, is not really a thing for me. So, yeah.
Very clear to him, so that's just the thing for me.
Did they ever have any altercations with each other or any kind of
fights?
Yeah.
They never had any fights. He was very much
oh my god, why do you have person, no, wait, hold up. Why are there so many Crocs? Why are there so many fucking Crocs? How many Crocs does one person need? What the fuck? I only ever have, like, one pair of Crocs at any given time. This feels like it should be a crime. What the hell? What the... you know what? I'll give her props to their different colors. At least they're not, like, the same. Because I do know people who get, like, a bunch of shoes all at once because I live in the ghetto when they're on sale. Because, like, oh, then I have backups, or I can, you know, I can wear these down and then I have these. But... what the hell?
I never had any situations
ones, but I like purple,
like
so.
her telling me like, oh, they got into like actual
matcha.
altercation. She did tell me that
it's like a
recently
spring green,
he tried
kinda.
to like make not a scene, but like be petty towards her at work. He said it in a way like it was drawing attention because
Bro,
people
you don't need any more reasons. He's sending you unhinged paragraphs, and he he sent you $600 through Cash App. I'm sorry, that's uncomfy as hell. That paired with the fact that he was doing maintenance for the building she was living in. That's scary. Like, I don't think there's any other word for that. If I was in a position or a position close to what she was in, I would be terrified. I would be so scared. And I would not know what to do. And I think what makes it sadder in this case is she was doing probably what I would do in this situation. She was in a situation where she couldn't just, like, move out. So what do? Well, you make sure everyone around you knows what's going on. You screenshot things and send them to people. You vocalize that you're uncomfy, even to the person being creepy to you. And still, she ends up missing. And I'm going to assume, because this is a true crime video, she's dead. But, like, bro. No, that's true. You're right, though. You're right.
like, dang, like, why'd you say it like that towards her or whatever? And she was like, in the chat we were talking about, like, that's crazy that he's trying to, like, show out and call you a weirdo and stuff when he's the one that sends you long, dramatic text messages every single day.
Like, Mia sent a text to the group chat saying, "Y'all, I'm confused," and a screenshot of a message Armando sent her.
I don't got any more patience with you. You honestly slowly showed me the type of person you are. Like you said, people fall for your looks. Well, I seen the type of person you are. I don't go to the energy of the fakeness to tolerate giving people to you. Even as a friend, we two different kind of people. Please leave me out of your group chat gossip. I don't need nobody indirectly affecting my job. Boy, you're putting yourself in that position. What are you talking about? What the hell?
Saying, I don't got any.
Don't go the energy of the fakeness to tolerate giving myself to you, even as a friend. We two different kind of people.
More patience with you.
Fuck?
You honestly showed me the
What
type
the
of person you
fuck?
are. Like you said, people fall for your looks. Well, I seen the type of person you are. I don't got the energy or
Then
the
stop.
fakeness to.
She wouldn't have anything to gossip about if you weren't being a creepy hoe. Again, I don't care what age or what genders. That's weird.
Tolerate giving myself to you, even as a friend. We two different kind of people.
What the hell?
Armando also texted me a quote, "Just leave me alone if you don't have no intent to show any significance in my life."
So Tuesday would have been the 21st. So
The
September
21st.
21st was the last. And can you tell me what that message said?
Yes, so we were talking like normal.
I can't
She
get
said,
over
I
the
saw
fact that
Armando
like
just
every
now.
part of that
He
room
had to bring me
shows
the
there was
blower,
some
and he
type of
was like,
struggle,
I think I cleared
including
my mind
blood on
enough,
the
and I'm ready to
pillowcase,
follow
man.
you back on Instagram because, like I said, he would get overly
Yeah, I
emotional
kind of get what you
and
mean.
obsessive over her. So like if she was posting and doing things and not talking to him, he would get upset and send her messages about that. So then she
Fuck
sent
that.
a screenshot
Oh
after
my
he left of
God.
what he said, and he basically said everything else burnt out, but respectfully, I can't lie, I would have loved to taste you or see how it was at least once. And she said,
What the
y'all help
fuck?
me, what the F, like asking what she should say to that. And I was like, what do you say to that when it's coming from a crazy person? And she said, no, for real. I'm like, whoa. And I said, I would be like, let's keep it cute, friend, because I don't know what to say. And I basically said that because I was like basically like deflecting from the talk because you guys said like we're just friends.
Armando replied to that text
Bruh.
from Mia saying, "Right,
She
whatever,
does!
you out-cooled me.
Oh, I didn't
really
even
didn't
think
take
about
no
that.
L while you trying to be so cool."
Here's what I'd say. I didn't really watch What's So Raven, but I saw the advertisements constantly. Constantly.
I get it. It's over.
So all the way through, I'ma just let it go. Just holler at you at work, bucko. What the fuck kind of... I refuse to believe people actually text like this. What the fuck? This shit weird as hell.
Ben knew it was you making it seem like I'm making a mistake. So all the way through, I'ma let it go. Just holler
Like,
at you
who
at
the
work,
fuck?
bucko. But it seemed that Armando didn't take her rejection well. Mia's friend Rashid shared a similar story.
He started sending her like
Fair enough,
not
Alphonse.
like just
I don't think
like
I asked, but how are
paragraphs.
you
It was
doing
I
today?
could swipe.
I'm sorry.
Like I could swipe and read it, and I like it was.
Every dude who's creepy ever. You whores think you're so high and mighty with your boundaries and consent? Don't you know that I'm a good guy and I'd take care of you? Man, fuck off. You a creepy bitch. This is why you get no bitches. This is why you have no bitches. Your only bitch is your hand. This is why? It wasn't anything I found myself. Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
So
I
much to
don't
read
get it,
that I was
man.
like, dang, like,
I'm
I
not
didn't-
trying
I
to
didn't
just shit
obviously
on
read through all of
dudes,
it,
but
she
my
would show me,
only
like,
real experience
some,
with
like, some of the
creepy
stuff she was saying in
individuals
some of the
is dudes. I'm
paragraphs,
sorry.
How, like, and I was telling her, like,
Like,
she's
what the
crazy
fuck?
and whatever.
Again, for me, it just comes down to how do you not understand consent? Like, how do you not understand that no means no? You're taught when you're, like, kindergarten, no means no. How did that lesson not, like, stick? How did that not, like, become a thing at all for you? I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it.
And
Part of me wants to know if he
her
was like
all the stuff
babied,
he'd give her.
because I know for a fact, at least with females, or I shouldn't. Yeah, with most of the females I've encountered that have the whole like Karen-esque attitudes, it has to do. Man, shut the fuck up. It has to do with like they were very obviously never told no as a child, so like they're used to getting what they want when they want it. So like, is that a thing with dudes as well? Were you just never told no as a child and you just assume that you could just take what you want and that just transfers over into relationships and like sexual shit? If so, that's so fucking sad. That's just sad. Like, that's sad.
He was giving her stuff like,
Yeah, it's a teddy bear.
every week he
Teddy
got her
bear.
like, flowers that were in her room.
Teddy bear.
New flowers. Because she had, I guess he overheard like a conversation that she wanted him or something, or I saw it on her phone or something.
In another screenshot Mia shared, Armando wrote to her, "And you ain't showed one concern of even giving me the opportunity to gain ground with you. If anything, every time I felt like I got closer to you the next day or the next hour, you acting colder. This ain't the grounds to the beginning of something good. I haven't been nothing but frustrated and
that's good. I
confused the
assume that's
majority
good.
of the time."
Usually it's
Mia
kind of
wrote
free
back,
getting out of work
"Yo,
and
I
being able
spoke
to
to
just be
yesterday
lazy or do
perfectly
what you want.
fine. Then I went out like, damn, why do you always have to act like this? Like, can you just chill?" Armando texted back, "If I have no reason to act like this, then you tell me one situation where you did any gesture to validate me, small or big, to make me feel special.
Bruh.
A bagel, a lunch, a..."
That's just bullshit. No. Why would I do any of those things when you're making me feel uncomfy? Like, why?
real compliment. At least a real
I don't get
statement
it.
of what you think about me, because I'm really starting to think you cold-hearted. Armando's obsessive...
Again, we're not seeing, like, all of the communications. Part of me, in cases like this, would love to see, and I know that usually it's not all released to the public, but, like, I would actually love to see all of the communications, because he tried to claim it was a two-way street, but everything that we have seen so far from her in response to him, and even to friends and, like, family and groups, is that she's basically just allowing it to be a friendship because he's being weird. And she's not comfortable, and she's voiced that she's not comfortable, and she's voiced that she doesn't want it to be a sexual thing. Like, and he put her in a shitty position, which I know he doesn't give a fuck, because that's the kind of person he is, to fucking gift $600, and in the fucking paragraph that came with that fucking $600 Cash App, be like, and I'm not taking it back, and you can't refuse it. What? No, that's weird. You're adding a weird element to that. No! It got just so uncomfy.
behavior wasn't just over texting, as Rashid explains.
One day,
Huh? How charged is it? It's at 80. Yeah, fine.
I opened up my apartment when Miya was staying there, and he was
Like, it's
outside doing
weird.
something. And I remember it, because I opened the door to open the door for her, and I was going to lock it behind her, and he was there, and she was like, oh, hey. He was outside my apartment.
Just standing there?
Like, he was
Well, 'cause
working
he
on
keeps-
something, but, like...
Because it's weird, because again, I would love to see, like, an actual coherent string of, like, this is what she got in, like, a week, or in, like, half a week of just messages, and it's just their correspondence, which I know it's probably, again, probably not all public record, but, like, the vibe of the messages is that he goes through this cycle of, like, I care for you, and we have a connection, and we're friends, and that kind of turns into the whole, like, and we could be something else, and I can take care of you, and she seems to very much be voicing that she's uncomfy, and that, like, she's okay with the friends thing, but this is weird.
It just progressively got weirder and weirder, and whatever, after, like, time started passing, and she started seeing, like, who he really was and stuff. she told me like she was kind of nervous that he had the
And
keys
I
to
was
her
gonna,
apartment.
yeah, I was about to say, and I already mentioned earlier, but the fact that he's in this weird position where he can technically go into her living space whenever he wants. I mean, yeah, it's breaking the rules of probably where he works because you have no reason, but he has the actual keys. He is physically able to get into her living space. Technically, whenever. That adds an element of so much uncomfortability to me. Like, no, absolutely not.
And one time she mentioned that she left her house one time, the AC was working perfectly, and she came back a little while after, and the AC was broke. She was stuck on 79, and I know like the maintenance people, like I know it's easy to mess with the AC, you feel me? And he was the on-call person.
Oh,
And so
that's
I'm
weird.
thinking that he
That's fucking
like messed with the
weird.
AC because she would have to call the emergency line, which he has to respond to because it's after hours. So she said that she had went. She didn't want to call him, so she went to get another
Again, there
maintenance
are
guy
like
to come
random
fix the AC.
relationships that do work when you're
As
dealing with an
Rashid
age
shared,
gap. It's
Miya
just
had a
this is
good
very
reason to be
much not
worried.
okay.
Some of my other friends have
I
told
would
me
just
that he says
the big thing for me is like that would be an element to this relationship, but it wouldn't be like the thing that I point to or stare at when you look at all of the creepy red flags and other indicators as to why this is just not something that should happen. It shouldn't have been a friendship, and it sure as shit was never an actual romantic relationship. Like there's no goddamn way. So like it's just weird. It's weird.
stuff to them. Like she found one of my other female friends found him like in the apartment. He was like, "What are you doing in here?" And he was like,
Fair
"Oh,
enough.
I'm fixing something." I remember she had said something to her. I think it was like along the lines of, "I just want to like take a nap in your bed" or something like that. Like
What
it's
the
weird. You feel
hell?
me? Yeah, that is.
After speaking to another resident at Arden Villas, it seemed that there was a pattern in Armando's
Is it
behavior.
sad to say I would be weirded out over the fact that he has access to like my bedroom and shit? I would be scared that he's doing stuff to like the things that I like lay in and shit. I wouldn't feel comfy or safe just doing anything at home. I wouldn't. No. No.
I had just got another shower too, and I hear knocking and maintenance. I didn't want to answer
There you
it
go.
because
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I've said it before and I'll say it
again.
again. I personally, like, I'm pan, so I do, like, have and hold attractions to people and stuff, but, like, I'm not one of those people that's focused on, like, I have to have a partner. Because I saw a lot of that growing up in my peers and even some of the adults, like, parents and stuff, in the circles that I was in when I was really little and I was developing and I obviously into my teen years and stuff. And it just, the one thing that always struck me was how unhappy they were. Like how unhappy you are because your only focus is to have a partner and keep a partner. It's like, I've always thought of it like, yes, you could seek something out, but it shouldn't be your entire focus. It shouldn't be your whole world. And so many people seem to come at it with like, I have to have someone, and it's like, just let it happen, man. You can let it happen on the level of like, yeah, I'm on some dating apps, or I tried to riz that girl up or that person up, and it's like, shoot your shot for sure, but I don't think you should focus your entire happiness or your existence on having a partner. Which, yeah.
I heard close, and then when I went out, they were still out there knocking, but I did hear the door open and close. I got dressed, opened the door, asked him if he needed anything. He said, "Did you put in a report for your dishwasher to be fixed?" I told him no.
Perhaps finally realizing that Armando needed to be investigated, police spoke to his boss, Lemuel
Finally,
Arroyo.
Jesus Christ.
How would you describe Armando?
I would say very
If
peaceful.
Rent-A-Cop was honest, this shit would have been solved. God damn it.
Very
Hire that man
systematic.
right now.
You know,
Hire
I
him
was
as a
very
cop. He
happy
will
with
not
the
be a rent-cop anymore.
To keep
He will
eye
actually
contact,
solve crime.
Sometimes avoid eye contact.
Or
Now
have him start up his
there-
own
all
business,
this going
Detective
on
Rent-A-Cop.
Made me think, why sometimes
yeah.
when we're talking, he trying not look at me. I don't know.
Although he was known at work
I love
to
how
be
the
private.
one image they keep showing other than this fucking image of him, where he's standing there, he looks like the guiltiest motherfucker. Last time I was in a relationship, it ended in a sad way. Let's just say when it happened, I was upset at first, but then over time I realized, you know what, honestly, and that's totally fair. That's totally valid. And I think that's also, like, that's down to everyone. That is a very personal thing. It's like, you know what? If you're happy, just be happy. I think that's the biggest fucking highlight to, like, how I look at anything ever. Just be happy, man. I don't chase joy, because unfortunately there's a lot of time, especially when you're going into adulthood and you're an adult, for a lot of people, where there's a lot of stuff to be anxious and sad and upset about. Like, chase joy. What the hell? I also do not like flies.
Armando had been in a bit of trouble before. Years ago, after setting off firecrackers in his college dorm, he lost his football scholarship as a result. With his job at Arden Villas, he was attempting to start fresh. Friday, the same day that Miya went missing, Lemuel noticed that Armando's body language and behavior was off when he received his work uniform.
But then when he left, he was shaking. Even without we knowing all this was about.
Oh, what the hell? I only have to do that for a few minutes and I'm back to the other one. What are you talking about? I have to go right back. Wait, nope, that's not correct. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I forgot buttons. All right, I'm back. There you go. There we go. There we fucking go. I don't think anyone's actually, like, truly redeemed this. There's no deactivate boob button. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? You get 10 minutes of this and it's back to boobs.
Happening, you know?
And you've never
What
seen
you
that
talking
before.
about,
No,
Chief?
no.
Noel, who worked in maintenance with Armando, also saw Armando acting strange on Friday.
So he was more quiet.
sorry.
You thought?
He was more quiet.
Was that in
I
the,
asked him, yo, you okay? He said, yeah.
you said the change you noticed was that he just seemed more quiet.
Quiet. Yeah.
With this in mind, investigators
shaky.
take a
He
look
said
at
he
the
was
records
quiet
of
and he
who
was
used the
shaking a
maintenance
lot,
key fob.
which is
While
terrifying.
the officer only turns on the audio of her body cam a few seconds before the following footage begins, it appears they're talking about Armando.
My biggest concern is he has right now a fob that can get him access to every apartment because he's on call. So I was going to have one of my employees just erase the fob, but the only way to do it is to literally go to each and every apartment door with a cancel key. Because unless we have the physical fob, we can't just erase it. You have
What
to
the
go to
fuck?
each individual lock.
Oh, that's
and do
crazy.
what's
What
called
the
an
hell?
interrogation report, and then load that to the
Wow,
computer,
okay.
and it gives you the lock history of everything.
Wow.
The worker from Arden Villas eventually gets the report on the lock history for Mia's apartment.
Okay.
That's my on-call maintenance fob at 4:34.
So that's before, correct?
Yes, but I don't understand why he would have been there.
Is it Armando?
Yeah.
To most, this would seem like particularly damning evidence, but it only got worse. While checking out an apartment
get
that was
heated a
set up
lot.
the
It's
same
okay.
as
I'm used
Mia's,
to it.
though not her actual room, the officer asks a chilling question.
So he accessed
What the-
her room at 4:30, correct?
Oh,
There's no
shit.
service supposed to be in her room or anything like that, right?
Oh, shit. Okay. At least there's that? So it clocks in the system when they actually use the keys. So at least there's that. But still, I would not feel safe. I would feel so unsafe. It's what they showed. It's like a key with a thing attached to it. I don't know. It's that.
That he left with that fob.
No,
She
what
was
the
at
hell?
home, so he was just
What the
hanging
fuck?
out. Now I'm like worried. What if he was literally waiting for her? They've got my head all screwed up. I cannot.
Because of the record of the key fob, it was clear that 30 minutes before Mia's work shift had ended, Armando had entered her apartment.
That's
And it
so
also
fucking
seemed that he had never
creepy.
left, or at least there was no record of him
that's
leaving.
so fucking-
Mia's key was then used to open the door at 5:06, and as the worker suspects, it looks like Armando could have been waiting for her. By reviewing the security footage, investigators spotted Armando driving a golf cart near Mia's apartment, which coincided with the times the maintenance key fob showed it was used on her front door. They also uncovered what they believed to be the last image of Miya as she walked to her apartment just before she went missing. While there was the possibility of an innocent explanation, on Thursday, September 23rd, Armando had asked Miya if she would have time to talk about something mysterious on Friday, the day she went missing. Miya had replied, "What do you want to talk about?" Armando wrote back, "It's nothing big, but if your day is busy, it's whatever." Miya replied, "I'll let you know how my day goes." However, there was one other piece of evidence that didn't quite fit. 2 hours after Miya went into her apartment, Armando called the Arden Villa's office staff and asked to be let into the front gate as he was responding to a maintenance call that was made around 7 p.m. Just 5 minutes later, someone used Mia's key fob on the exterior lock of her apartment. It would be nearly impossible for Armando to have been at the gate of Arden Villas
that's weird.
and then 5 minutes later unlocking Mia's door. The question was this Miya herself, and was the timeline of her disappearance a few hours later than her family believed? Or was this evidence of her kidnapper using her key fob? While the police may have still been collecting evidence, Mia's distraught family members already felt certain that they knew where to look for answers about Mia's disappearance, with Armando Caballero himself. While continuing their search for Miya, some of her family members decided to begin surveillance of their own, and they would soon uncover some of the most chilling evidence yet.
Oh, this is a video
I
we
happened
saw.
to overhear Armando's address when he was giving it to the officer. And I said, I'm going to do a pit stop. Put it in the GPS, and then we continued to his house.
I don't condone the whole like I'm going to like serve like the whole like I'm going to do surveillance on a person without reason. I would say in this case, while it could be considered creepy, there's enough shit. What the hell? There's enough shit pointing in the direction to make him suspect that I don't blame the family members for doing this. I'm sure some people probably would be like, "Oh, that's not cool. That's a violation of like privacy or whatever." Although technically, I think as long the filming, I think it depends on what state you're in the situation. But the actual surveillance itself, I don't think is technically illegal as long as you're parking in public areas and you're not like up on their property and shit. But like from a moral standpoint, I feel like given the circumstances, it's kind of fair.
He didn't
I
see
feel
us
like
at
I would have
first.
been
I made a
tempted to do
U-turn,
the same
and I
thing
went into the
myself.
parking lot across the street from him. Here's his apartment complex. Here's my vehicle facing him. That's when he started touching the indentation of his car. He tried leaving the complex last night with his lights off, and he hit another vehicle. He was touching, so his vehicle is dented.
It became clear to them that the police hadn't searched Armando's apartment yet. It was then that they once again began recording, this time catching something truly shocking on camera.
He has gloves.
He has gloves.
He has gloves
He has
in
gloves.
his hands.
He has gloves.
Gloves and what else?
The blanket.
Oh my God, that is my blanket.
As they watched, Armando carried a blanket that had once belonged to one of Mia's family members and that had since been given to Miya into his apartment.
He knows what we look like, and he's looking to see
He
who's
walked up
following
to
him
us.
or whatever. Where the f- are the police?
Miya, Kelly, call them back.
Like, how terrifying does that have to be as like just like in that position? You're in a position where you can't confront him. You don't know what he's doing with what could potentially be fucking evidence, and the cops are taking way too long. Oh my God.
I'm videotaping him. That's why I can't call.
As unsettling as this discovery was, the incident with Armando was far from over, and it would only become more chilling. Later, Mia's Aunt Simone shared
How
with
the fuck
detectives
does
what
it
had
get
happened
more
after they stopped filming.
Oh,
I started trembling.
I'm full. I had like
Couldn't drive anymore.
a third
I
of
just pulled
a
in.
bowl of
Another Hispanic guy got out of another car, 2 cars down,
I had
came across the street. He videotaped
like half a
truck,
bowl of
videotaped
leftover
me.
potato
He
salad,
took
and I had like a
pictures of
third
me.
of
He
a
took
bowl
pictures
of
my
the pad
license
thai
plate.
my mom
Then he
made.
told me, get out of your truck. Get out of your truck. I didn't get out. He laughed. Across the street, he went back, and he does this again.
This behavior, along with the discovery of Mia's blanket, seemed to solidify, for her family at least, that Armando was behind Mia's abduction.
That's so
However,
fucking
this interaction
unhinged,
with
bro.
Armando would come back to haunt them in the most chilling way. Armando then left his apartment, but returned 10 minutes later. When police were able to find Armando and tell him that they wanted to look inside his apartment, he surprised everyone. He gave permission for Mia's family to search through his apartment while the police stood by.
Is it like a quilt type
Yeah,
of
like a quilt-like blanket-like thing. So if you see it, just let me know. That'll just give more bolster to the search warrant.
It appears that this frantic search was not recorded, but Mia's family didn't find her blanket. It seemed that when Armando left, he must have disposed of the blanket. Either way, no other evidence was found.
See, that pisses me off because you don't know what kind of evidence was on that. In this situation, they did the best they could by notifying the cops. But, like, here's what I have to say. I'm an unhinged motherfucker. You fuck with my family, I'm fucking with you. I will... There are some lines you don't cross. And, like, I would be tempted to be following him while I was on the phone or a family member was on the phone with the cops. Because there ain't no fucking way you're disposing of something when I have the ability to trail you and to watch your ass.
As Armando wasn't arrested or even brought in for questioning. In fact, soon after he ended up leaving his apartment around 3 p.m. Approximately an hour and a half later, he was officially named as a suspect in Mia's disappearance. But to her family's frustration, he was already gone. His apartment was then secured, and at around 6 p.m., more than 24 hours after she was last seen or heard from, the Orange County Sheriff's Office released a missing persons bulletin for Miya. By now, it was becoming clear to at least some that the police knew they hadn't started their investigation as soon as they should have.
Ha! They literally, while they're talking about, they literally are telling... Yeah, we fucked this one up, guys. We fucked this one up. What is that? I don't know what game that is. What is that?
But they saw the blood and everything. It doesn't take long for...
That is probably the biggest thing for me that, like, is, like, I don't understand why the cops wouldn't see that and take it seriously. Because, like, everything else could, yes, you could be like, oh, maybe she was having, like, a breakdown, maybe this, that, the third, but actual blood? Like, granted, it wasn't a ton, but it was a decent chunk of that pillow that had blood on it. I was like, huh? Huh? That sounds kind of fun.
The end of it.
I still want to eventually get Power Wash Simulator. That shit's way too
Passport,
expensive for me to justify it,
30
though.
euros, wallets, checkbook.
It was around this time that calls began flooding into the police department.
Oh, that's cool.
But
I
not
like
to
that.
aid in the search for Miya, but rather because Armando's friends were calling to complain about Mia's family and their investigation.
Man, fuck
Yesterday,
you.
Mom, they pulled up to my house. I don't know if they were following my friend Armando.
Fuck you.
My friend
Don't
Armando,
care.
supposedly
Fuck
he was
you.
talking to
Don't
the girl
care.
that's missing. I had no idea.
Sending
like,
full
what was going
paragraphs.
on. I came
Unhinged
to my house, and then
motherfucker.
some fat bald guy came to my house. He was yelling at my friend, "Oh, you kidnapped my daughter! You kidnapped my daughter!" I'm like, I don't really know what the f- is going on. I literally just came from my girlfriend's house. What's going on? I'm like, I'm confused. He was, oh, my daughter's missing. He kidnapped my daughter, and I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, I'm so confused. And then they just came to my house. They were at my house and just like arguing. I'm complete lost now.
But even Armando's friends had questioned him about his possible involvement
I
in
didn't know
Mia's
that's what it was called.
disappearance.
And I was
I didn't
trying to
know
ask
that
him,
was
yo,
what it's called.
you
I know
sure
what
you
that
didn't do
is, though.
anything? And my mom was on the phone
Oh,
too.
it's
I'm
been
like,
more
my
than
mom was
10
like, yo, you
minutes,
sure
so
you
I'm
didn't
so
do anything? Are
sorry
you
if that
100% sure? And I
22
was
minutes
trying to like, make sure, because that's so much
extra.
child that's missing. I was like, yo, you sure you didn't do anything? He was like, nah, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. And my mom prayed for him on the phone. My mom said, if you didn't do anything, God will protect you. And if you did something, you will reap what you sow.
Along with looking for Miya, law enforcement continued to search for the now missing Armando, based on him using the maintenance key fob to enter Mia's apartment a half hour before she returned home from her shift. The search
That's weird as
escalated
hell,
when an even
man.
more
I don't-
disturbing piece of information was revealed. Jessica Decker, a manager at Arden Villas, had found something strange.
Oh, God, what did
Then
you
the
find?
other
Jessica?
thing that concerned me was there was an on-call message last night at around 7:01, and the message said, "This is Tristan Thompson. Is on the first floor. It's just on the opposite side of the apartment."
Yeah.
And it said the AC was out.
Okay.
It's a female unit, and an officer went over there the evening and knocked on the door, and they didn't call emergency maintenance.
Oh, what?
Okay.
And that concerns me because of the timing of the last fob reading, which was 7:16, where her fob was used, but nothing was locked. So we got that on call at 7:01. He called my leasing manager at 7:11, saying that the gate wasn't letting people in, and she had to talk him through how to manually turn it off.
It was now clear that the fake maintenance call had actually been made by Armando.
Jesus,
and the
bro.
call he made at 7:11 p.m. to the office staff to open the gate on the night of Mia's
So,
disappearance.
did he not know that the actual key... This one was hypnotic. Does he not know that, Did he not know that it logged when the actual fobs were used? Because he seems to recognize that the actual calls that are made are recorded or logged in some way, because it's like, oh, this person has to go here, this person has to go here, this apartment is having issues with this living area is having issues with this. But, like, did he just not know that the actual fucking fobs saved anything?
Had been his attempt to establish an alibi. Police also suspected that since he was probably not actually at the gate, he was the one to use Mia's key fob just 5 minutes later. A press conference was scheduled for 1 p.m. on Monday, September 27th, but that planned media briefing was postponed when a shocking discovery was made. Armando had finally been found, but it wasn't the result anyone was hoping for.
Did he fucking kill himself?
His body was discovered in an
Oh my
apartment
god.
complex.
I'm sorry. I'm very, like, anti... Like... I feel like there's mixed thoughts on this type of situation, but I feel like it's just fucked up, and it's kind of a coward thing, and I don't really feel a lot of sympathy for individuals suspected of, like, heinous crimes when they fucking off themselves. I'm sorry. Any other situation, and I have maximum empathy, and I feel like they should have gotten help, people should have noticed or cared. This creepy motherfucker literally just did it because he was gonna get caught for some shit he did. Like,
That's in Seminole County.
and he didn't
I
want to
felt
pay
so
the
defeated,
price.
like,
And that
this
pisses
is
me
the
off.
person we wanted to talk to, to find out, like, just say something, you know what I mean? Like,
Nothing
I'm a
in
big
Armando's
believer of when you fuck up, there are consequences to your actions. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, if you do something heinous, there are consequences for those actions. So people who try to cheat themselves out of those consequences and justice for the family that obviously cared so much for her, and even just her, I mean, no one deserves that. It angers me so much.
interactions with Mia's family had given any suggestion of his intention to escape justice in this way.
he was way too confident in how he was. He did not come across as discombobulated at all. He came across more like frustrated that we were bothering him. Make sense?
Yeah, maybe the case.
You understand what I'm saying?
Despite this shocking development, there
Did
was
they
still
ever,
no
I was
sign
going to say,
of
did
Mia.
they find her
Getting
body?
dark again.
Did they find
You know what I mean? It's a little girl.
Because that is going to piss me off, too. That would be icing on the cake. Because, again, like, just the whole him killing himself pisses me off on so many different, like, fundamental levels to just everything that's happened and what he did. And the hurt that he chose to put out there, because he made the decision to do something heinous to someone's daughter, to someone's loved one. And he, like, if they don't find her body and they don't have at least that closure, I'm going to get so fucking angry. Hey, Loki, human, how you doing?
And she's out there by herself, you know what I mean?
I
We don't know. We don't know where she is.
I know.
We don't know if he's done something to her. We have to find this time.
We are trying.
Tragically, just over 1 week after she went missing, Mia's body was
At
found,
least they found
on
her
Saturday,
body.
October
At least they
2nd,
found her
5 days
body.
after Armando was found dead. Mia's body was discovered in a wooded area behind timber scan condos in Orange County. She was found with her red purse and wallet, wearing jeans, a bra, and a robe, and a necklace with her name. Her body was mostly skeletonized
the
and bound
fuck?
with black tape around her wrists, ankles, and across her mouth. Due to the state of her remains, a cause of death couldn't be determined.
That fucking pisses,
However, there
that
seemed no
pisses me
doubt
off.
as to Armando's guilt. Mia's blood and hair was eventually found among some of Armando's belongings.
Bruh.
According to Orange County Sheriff John Mina,
This just feels like
we're
a
not
giant...
looking for any...
This just feels like a giant failure on the fucking cops. And I know, again, they were following specific rules, but given everything that was out there, I feel like they should have been able to get to him faster. They should have been able to search his property faster. More stuff I feel like could have happened faster if it was taken more serious out the get-go. Biggest thing for me, again, is the fact that there was blood found. Like, you could technically write off anything else as being like, well, it might look like this, but she was an adult, she was going through things, maybe, you know. Again, biggest thing for me is like a breakdown or like an episode, right? But there ain't no goddamn way Hell yeah. Lucky human.
other people. We believe pretty
I-
conclusively that Armando Caballero is
there was no
responsible.
justice in this, and I feel like the only closure that the family got was the body actually being found. They didn't get to know how. They didn't get to know exactly what happened. They didn't know how things ended, how much she may have suffered or didn't suffer. He's not getting any type of punishment. I mean, you can argue religious stuff, but like in this world, in this physical plane, he's not getting punished for his actions. It feels like there was not a lot of justice in this one, and it makes me so sad because like she did everything that I feel like she should and most somewhat smart people would do if they were in the position she was in, and it didn't seem to really make anything happen faster. We've already talked about this, Alphonse. What the hell? Cooter needs to be used more. This is a fact. Like, the only people that know what happened are dead. The only people that know for sure what happened is the victim and the fucking pussy-ass coward that decided he was going to leave. And it's just like, bro.
For this crime, and there's not any other person or persons that we're looking for in this case. Given the evidence, including the broken jewelry found in her room, along with bloodstains.
And even the
police
family did
speculate
most
that
of
when
what I
Miya
would have
entered
done.
her
The only difference is they didn't follow him when he left after they initially called the cops. There was enough of them that I would be like, okay, someone needs to start following him now because we saw him with a blanket that could be like, I have a feeling that there was something on the blanket, like blood or something. Not only did the blanket directly tie, but I feel like there was some type of forensic evidence there. And that's why he took it. And that's why it mysteriously went missing after he drove off. So, like, I feel like if someone tailed him, camera, like, on in the car or on their person, just following him, they could either see him physically dispose of the thing and grab it, or, as much as I would like to say you shouldn't confront someone, if you stop somewhere, confronting him and scaring him off to buy more time to get that thing, to get evidence. Like, come on, man.
Apartment, Armando attacked her, and a struggle ensued. Investigators believe he killed her in the room, and then, using her bedroom window, put her body into the trunk of his car.
Jesus.
Just 46 minutes after Miya entered her apartment at 5:06 p.m., Armando's vehicle was seen leaving Arden Villas. He then went to his apartment before returning again
feel like
to
that's a
Arden
good
Villas for
excuse
the
to not
fake
show
maintenance
up.
call. Phone
I feel like
records and
that's fair.
GPS data show that he
Possibly.
then went to the woods, where Mia's body was later found.
Aw.
The Marcano family eventually filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Arden Villas, claiming negligence in Armando having...
Yeah, the apartment... Okay, so the apartment people seem to care, and I like that their response, and they took this seriously after stuff happened, but what kind of pisses me off is we saw messages from obviously when Miya was alive, where they mentioned it was specifically had to do with group chats that involved people that worked and lived in the actual apartment complex, where she was showing off to a certain degree how creepy he was being. I don't understand why the apartment building would still let him have access to the degree that he had. I don't think it would have stopped him. I think, unfortunately, end of it, it still would have happened the way it happened. The only way that it wouldn't have happened the way it happened is if family members showed up, like she originally wanted people to come to her, and then she was like, nah, I'll go to you guys, and it just happened to be too late. If her family members showed up when she wanted them to, I think this could have been avoided. But I don't think it really could have been avoided any other way. I think, unfortunately, he was the person he was, and she was in a bad position, and I think even if the people at the apartment, like the people working at the apartment, recognized it and actually sat him down and was like, hey, we're taking away your access to A, B, and C, he still would have found some type of way. Unfortunately, creepy. It'd just be creepy, man.
unfettered access to Mia's apartment. They also filed a lawsuit against the sheriff's office
That, I
and
think,
two
is
officers
justified.
for civil rights violations and
I'm
negligence.
sorry, I think that's
describing
justified.
the department
Because while they were following the rules, again, I can't get over the fact that there was blood on a pillow, and they didn't seem to take it seriously at that point. I'm like, so you have all of these pieces. How does that not give you enough grounds or reasons to fucking take it seriously? What the fuck? Yo, link it? Yo, link that shit?
Is failing miserably in its duties. There has yet to
Is
be
it
a
Etsy?
resolution
It's
for
probably
the lawsuit.
Etsy. I'm betting
Mia's
it's
law has
Etsy.
been introduced to impose higher levels of background checks and limitations on the use of master keys, limiting access to private
Good.
residences and affording tenants the safety
Good.
and security Miya deserved.
Yo. I think I might even know what shop it is. I've been yo, guys, so recently I've been fucking drooling over Fallout Etsy stuff. Yeah, boy. Yeah, wait, what is this by? Yeah, boy. Dude, some of these candles are so good. Hey, what the hell? I have been fucking just drooling over fan-made stuff on Etsy for anything Fallout. There's so much stuff and it's epic. I don't have the space or money for it, so it's like it very much is just like I'm going to look at it and go, oh, it looked cool. I didn't know that existed. Maybe sometime in the future. What the fuck? Don't be like that. She died. We don't even know how horrifically she died. She fucking died. She was 19. I can't. I don't have the money. One day. I still am really sad I haven't been able to get Pip-Boy. That's just not gonna happen. One day I'll have a Pip-Boy. It's just not probably within the next few months. Oh my god. Bro, what the hell? Yo, we have court moments. This is the most disrespectful defendants. Okay, I hope to God at least one of these people try to spit on the judge. Not because I want a judge to get spit at, but I feel like it'd be funny to see, because people are dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. Yeah, court moments. Court moments.
We're in Paris, Kentucky.
Oh, this fucking judge, I don't know what it is about this court, but I've seen a lot of clips involving this judge, like from a lot of different defendants, not the same defendant. Because you know how like a case will sometimes get viral or like an incident in a courtroom will go viral? No, I've seen like a few. I've seen a few that involve this particular judge. I don't know if she's Paris, Kentucky. I don't know if she just deals with a lot of people. There's a lot of criminals in Paris, Kentucky. I don't know. I'm not there, but should be a little different there.
Has been charged with 2 counts of
Look at this man. Oh shit.
This surveillance video taken outside a Kentucky jail a week
He
earlier
tried to murder.
captured the moment
He
when
tried
Webb,
to murder.
a former inmate there who served 3 months on assault charges, accelerated his car and
Oh
tried
my
to
God.
run over 2 jail employees.
Bro, what the fuck?
One man was able to get out of the way, but one man was injured after Webb's vehicle pinned him against the wall.
Oh.
At his first court appearance,
Wait,
before
but like, okay, wait, I have a question. They said this is while he was getting out of jail. He was just released from jail, and on his way out of jail, he fucking ran over 2 people that work for the court. If they work for the court, can she judge this? Isn't that, like, not okay? Like, doesn't it have to be referred to a different court? Because they could have interacted on, like, a somewhat daily basis if it's a court employee. That does not look like the same guy. Yeah, prison changes a man, apparently.
Judge Vanessa Dixon, Webb's bad behavior continued.
Like, can
Judge
she?
Dixon then
I just...
informed Webb she's recusing herself from the trial.
Oh, okay, there we
because
go.
she knew the 2 jail employees
Okay.
he targeted with his vehicle.
Because, like, I thought that that's not something you can do, like, legally, because it'd be like, oh, you have bias because you had a relationship with those people, you were friends with them. No, I know, it looks different. It's because that would have been taken right before his last sentence. What the hell? Don't fucking... No, he tried to kill 2 people on his way out of jail. This man was already in the fucking cage, and he got out, and he was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fucking kill a couple people on the way out. Ha! Can we not comment on any of the defendants' cakes, please? Can we make that a rule for true crime? Yo! Okay, first fucking video. Let's fucking go. Dude, the look on her face when she's processing it. Like, what the hell? He literally just fucking spits. She sits there like when I read a sentence in chat, and I'm just like, huh? Huh? Dude, how much more trouble do you get in? Isn't that technically assault? Isn't that and it's in most states, it's actually a different charge than just regular assault if you do it to someone working in the courts. Specifically a judge, I feel like it's a different charge altogether, like a slightly higher charge. It's like assault on an elected official or something like that. Who?
As Webb
Dude,
literally
what the
spit
fuck?
on the judge.
Look at her just. She's like, this is my day. This is the bullshit that I have to deal with. Look at the. Is that his defender? Is that his defender? He's just like, boy, what the fuck? You just got out. You just got out, tried to kill 2 people, and now you spitting on the judge? What the fuck?
But this incident is
You say, yeah, that had to have been his lawyer, because he just looks down and shakes his head.
far from the last time Bass Webb will spit in the face of the law.
Bro, what the hell? What the hell?
While waiting to go to trial, he and 4 other inmates incited a riot.
Oh, he
inside
about
the
to
Fayette
fight.
County Detention Center.
He said, I'm not just spitting on you, motherfuckers. What'd he say? Ice Cube, 1995. Bro, how dysfunctional, how angry do you have to be? Like, I'm trying to figure out the reasons. You should be happy you're out of prison. He was leaving prison/jail. He tried to kill 2 people. I'm assuming he immediately got locked up for that. Or he immediately got pulled in, right? Because, like, you just tried to fucking kill someone. Multiple people. You injured 1. Then you spit on the judge that's sentencing you / like the first like actual court thing that happens after that. And then you start a fight when you're actually put with other people. What the fuck? Does he just not want to actually touch grass for real? On God? Oh!
Shot with
Oh!
beanbag bullets.
Those hurt. Those actually hurt. He is slamming his dick on the fucking table right now. Bro! Those hurt!
Webb whips a metal telephone box at a corrections officer.
Oh my God!
If I were to launch this at someone
What
10
the
feet
fuck?
away, because this is capable of stopping that, does not mean that that is not readily capable of causing death or serious physical injury.
What the fuck?
Webb was found guilty of 3rd-degree assault and sentenced to 15 years in prison.
Like, bro, what the hell? I just don't see the
And
point
for
of
his
that.
attempt to run over
Like, what for? Just so you could be a big man? It's like, fuck the cops. What? Huh? I don't really like cops for the most part either, but like, man, what is the point? You're literally just hurting yourself.
the 2 jail employees. He was later found guilty of 2 counts of attempted murder and got an additional 37 years.
Jesus Christ. I mean, honestly deserved. You try to kill someone with your vehicle. I don't care what the situation is. That's not cool.
Disturbing accusations were on the way.
Oh, shit.
While
What the fuck?
incarcerated, he was charged with the unsolved murder of an ex-girlfriend.
Oh
Facing
my
a possible
God.
death sentence if convicted at trial, Webb pled guilty to the murder and got an additional 50 years.
Holy fuck.
Now,
Okay, but
5
I have
years
a question. Glasses emoji. I have a question though. For real, on God. I don't know if he said it or not. Are those sentences supposed to run like, I forget what it's called, back to back to back? Because it's really weird in the judicial system. I forget what the terms that are used, but like you can be sentenced to multiple things for like multiple years, and in some instances they run at the same time, so you just get whatever the highest year is, and then sometimes they're back to back, and then sometimes you have very feasible options to actually get years knocked off of your sentence. So like I'd like to actually know what the deal is there.
Years later, Bass Webb is back in court yet again after being charged with the murder of a different girlfriend nearly a decade earlier.
What the fuck?
Cold case came back to haunt him after a jailhouse tip led to the discovery of the woman's
What
remains.
the fuck? So he killed 2 of his girlfriends? Or he for sure probably killed one of his girlfriends and he's suspected of killing his other? This boy needs no bitches.
This time, as he's let in, he reveals a new sinister look that shocks those in attendance.
The tattoos on his head
A closer
are
look at Webb's
crazy,
recent head
bro.
tattoos reveals a demented
Oh my god.
murder.
I can't read it all because I'm illiterate. All judges, all prosecutors, all cops, the media, rat number 1, rat number 2, rat number 3, and something. He doesn't need
It
bitches.
reads, those that
He
must
is
die.
the bitch now.
All judges, all
Kill
prosecutors,
rats.
all cops, the media. Below that, 3 rats have been scratched out, and many more, plus an expletive on the other side. Gruesome details emerge about how Webb choked his then-girlfriend to death,
Nice.
buried her body in a shallow grave.
Mr. Webb, do you want to come
I love it when Endo
When the
and my
judge
mom
asked
get
Webb to
high
come
on
forward,
an almost
he
nightly
remained
basis.
seated and
That's
smiles.
epic.
Finally, after more than a week in the courtroom, the
I love
jury
how they have to
reached a
blur
verdict.
out the expletive on his head. Yeah, literally, it's almost
Bass
every
Webb
it's
has been
every other
sentenced to
night
life
now.
in prison, with the possibility of parole after 25
I'm not
years.
supplying the stuff. My mom caved and got. Well, I say caved. My mom has been wanting to get. She got vapes. Specifically, weed vapes, and for some reason she lets Endo have unfettered access. So they both just get high. And here's the thing: I'm not against that to a certain degree. I'm against to the degree that they use it. Like, I want to get some of those same vapes, but I want to use them a lot less because my idea is to actually use it for things like anxiety and other things. Because what's funny is they actually are lower